ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 3 of season 5 of the Nerds at the Square Table podcast. I'm Aslan.
Oh, hello.
Hello there.
Hello. No, that's my line. Hello there. And no, we are not talking about Star Wars today, if you were wondering. I'm Dylan. I'm the co-host of the show. And again, as Aslan said, welcome to episode 3 of the Nerds at the Square Table podcast.
So we were a little bit into the podcast a second ago because I totally forgot to hit the record button.
Yeah, so this is take 2 pretty much.
This is take 2 of it, basically. Technically take 3 because we recorded a whole different episode, but the audio was all messed up. So.
Yeah, so like I said in our first episode, I pinned a comment saying we're still working out the kinks of filming as well as recording, so we're pretty new to it, so we'll get it figured out throughout the year, but it's all good. But anyway, we digress. I should point out that Aslan here isn't feeling too hot, so he's going to be sounding like Darth. So he's going to be sounding like Darth Vader throughout the episode. So yep, it's all good though. He's recovering. We're all safe here, and we're ready to talk some shit because today, for us two, this is the long anticipated list: the top 10 worst wonder weapons in Call of Duty Zombies history, specifically Treyarch.
And you know what's weird?
What's that?
The wonder weapons overall are so good that there are a couple on this list that are actually not bad weapons.
Correct. It's mainly when we get to like the top 6, maybe top 5 is when we start talking some trash. But to fit that environment here, today we are drinking the worst out of all perks in Treyarch Zombies history. Who's who? I have barely used this thing whenever I played Die Rise. I frankly don't want to use this thing when I'm playing Die Rise. So that is pretty much...
I'd literally rather just have Quick Revive.
Exactly. Once again, not sponsored, but shout out to the creator, SinCity Bartender. We followed his recipe on his website to make this drink here. So if you guys want to learn how to make it yourself, we will leave a link in the description specifically to this recipe here to SinCity Bartender's website, and you guys can try and make it yourself at home. Once again, not sponsored. We're just shouting out the maker. Jason, we love you, man.
And also, this tastes much better than that perk.
Yes.
Functions.
Shitty perk, but a really not a bad tasting perk in our universe, at least.
Really good tasting.
Yeah,
really,
real.
It tastes really nice.
All right, let's do an air cheers since you're sick.
All right. So,
lemony.
Before we get into the actual topic, I'm gonna do a little off the top because the Oscar nominees just got announced.
They did.
For all of the stuff. So, both of us are currently working on watching through all of the Best Picture nominees because we would like to, before the Oscars actually air,
do a ranking of all 10 nominees.
Yes, do a podcast episode ranking all of them.
So that will be coming soon, just as a foreshadow.
That would have to come very soon.
That would have to come very soon.
The Oscars are real close.
Yes, so we will try and get that episode out as soon as we can. But in the meantime, look forward to that. Thank you once again for coming to spend your time with us for about an hour or so. And Aslan, let's talk some shit. You ready?
Almost. Also, be on the lookout for an after show of the Oscars as well, because we will probably do a little recap of what won, whether we agree with that or not, and all that stuff. So,
yeah, we're just pitching ideas as we go.
Yep.
Along with the others that we have ready in the background, or ready beforehand, is what I should say.
All right, now I'm ready. Now
we are ready to talk some shit. The top 10 worst Treyarch Call of Duty Zombies wonder weapons. Here we go. So we are going to start out with the almighty 10. Now, for my list, I'm going to say my 8, 9, and 10 are not necessarily bad weapons. They are pretty solid to use, but there are 1 or 2 things that put them on the negative side. So my number 10 is actually kind of funny because I'm pretty sure Aslan had this on his top 10 best list. Mm-hmm. You know how much both of us love the stabs in Origins, but the worst out of all the stabs, in my personal opinion, it was a close between 2, but I'm gonna go ahead and put the Staff of Wind as my number 10 for worst wonder weapons. Again, my 8, 9, and 10, I wouldn't say are bad per se, but there are a couple things in these weapons that make it lower than what I would like it to be. So the reason why I put the Staff of Wind down at my number 10, again, the staves are awesome. So you always want to go and try to build all 4 staves because they are just great weapons in general to use on that map. It is very similar to the Thunder Gun, which is also a great wonder weapon.
I believe it was my number one.
I think it was your number one.
I did put Thunder Gun as my number one.
Yes, indeed. I think you did.
I did. I still have the list here.
Yes, you do. I will say it's not quite as powerful as a Thunder Gun, though. It's a little bit of the same function, but as well, the main thing that really dumbs it down for me is because the lack of ammo that it has. There's not really a lot of ammo you have sustained in that wind staff. But other than that, that's what makes it at number 10, right at the bottom. It's not bad per se, but it's not, it's not, it's kind of disappointing with how powerful the staves are. The wind one, unfortunately, is just the bottom of the bottom for me, just because of that lack of ammo.
All right. My number 10 is the 3179 JGB 215, also known as the baby gun.
Oh, wow. I kind of like the baby gun, honestly.
Because here's the thing. The baby gun is entertaining. It's fun to use.
It is.
But it doesn't kill zombies.
No, it doesn't, because that's where you come in after shooting it.
Yes. But it's also not foolproof. A lot of people have gotten stuck, including me, trying to use the baby gun and kind of getting screwed from that. Screwed on some runs.
Fair enough.
But while it's a really cool concept and I really enjoy the little chibi looking zombies, it's so much fun. And it's so much fun to punt them across the room. I really think, in a practical sense, it's not a good wonder weapon. Overall. And here's the thing. This is still a weapon I would consider good because there are so many good wonder weapons in zombies.
Yes.
But
it's a fun, but not a great weapon.
Yes. That's basically it. It's a very fun weapon. I love using it. But serviceable in high rounds, definitely not.
Fair enough. All right. We're going to head on over to number 9. Now, this one is going to be in the middle of the pack here because this weapon is from Black Ops 3. Specifically from the map Zetsubo no Shima. This is the KT-4.
I have that on this list, but it's a little further down.
Yeah. So the KT-4, there is an upside to this weapon, and that is because it makes the Sliquifier just look completely worse. It is mainly the Sliquifier, but upped a little bit. It has a sustainable...
There's a reason why I have them both right next to each other in this list.
So, yeah, there you go. It's a solid weapon. It can help you out in the map. But again, along with the wind staff, it's just a lack of ammo. It's just, you don't have a lot. I think you're only limited to around 300 and maybe 60 bullets or so.
There's not a lot of ammo in it.
It's not a lot. It's a helpful weapon to get you through the map, but it's not one that's going to last you long through higher rounds. But if I had to choose between the Sliquifier and the KT-4, obviously pre-patch Sliquifier I would go with.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about pre-patch Sliquifier when I get to talking about the Sliquifier.
Not pre-patch Sliquifier. I would probably rather use the KT-4, honestly. But as of where it stands right now, because of the lack of ammo, the KT-4 is my number 9. My
number 9. Zombies fans, don't come for my head. The ray gun.
Oh man, honestly, that's a fair pick.
Because here's the thing.
It's 50-50 with
it is the first wonder weapon, and it was amazing when we first got it.
Correct.
But they've just kept improving on the wonder weapons from there.
I will say it is, again, like I said in last episode, that it is broken pretty much in Black Ops 6.
Black Ops 6 is absolutely broken. This ray gun would be the one I would consider basically Black Ops 2 on. Black Ops 2 through Black Ops Cold War.
Okay.
Because still in Black Ops 1 and World at War, this gun was still broken because there weren't a ton of wonder weapons yet.
Fair.
But now that we have so many, it's just fallen and fallen and fallen, specifically in serviceability. Especially if you're on a map that does not have PhD, you're kind of screwed, especially if you get backed into a corner with it.
Pretty much.
But if you're on a map that has PhD, you're all good. But for some reason, Treyarch thought it would be a great idea after Black Ops 1 to just get rid of PhD until
That's a crime.
basically Black Ops 6.
That is a crime in and of itself.
Yes. It was in Origins, I'll give them that. It was in Origins.
Yeah.
It was in Origins, but basically it was in Black Ops 1, then Origins, and then Black Ops 6.
Yeah.
We technically had PhD slider, which is basically has a lot of the benefits of PhD, but it's not as satisfying.
It's kind of the same thing, but I think people definitely like the flopper a lot more, including myself.
For sure, I do too. But that really is the ray gun for me. It's not as serviceable as it used to be. I think now in Black Ops 6, they fixed a lot of the issues. Black Ops 6, they fixed a lot of the issues with the ray gun. But if I'm not usually playing Black Ops 6, I'm usually playing probably Black Ops 3 the most, is the one I play the most. And it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
In that, yeah.
That's honestly a fair assumption. Again, it's pretty 50-50 with people, so I get where
I love the ray gun. It's iconic. I absolutely love it. I would be very happy if I got it out of the box.
I think anybody would, honestly.
But it's not a great weapon.
Yeah. I understand your thoughts here. But good point. All right. We're going to now our number 8. This is probably going to be, well, there's not probably, this is going to be the last of saying that it's a pretty solid weapon. But again,
same with my numbers.
Yeah. But again, it has its downfalls. My number 8, we're still going to continue out through the Black Ops 3 train. And this is from Der Eisendrock.
Okay.
And it is one of the bows.
Okay, which one?
Again, the bows are solid, but this is probably the worst. And that's going to be the Void Bow.
I agree that it is. Wait. Yeah, I'm looking at my whole list. I agree that it is the worst bow.
The Void Bow, it's a cool bow. It is really, like, it's nice looking. I like the effect it has. While the effect may look cool, it's just the actual killing of the zombies. It takes so damn long to do it.
It's not an effective killer.
No, it's not.
It's really not.
Again, it's more for the visual aspect of, ooh, that looks badass. But the actual destruction of zombies, you're going to be sitting there for a hot minute. And that's what puts it on the list. Again, I like using the bow. I like using all the bows. But zombies isn't satisfying unless you're killing them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Void Bow, you're on the list here.
So just a warning, I have no stabs and no bows on my list of top 10 worst.
That's fair.
So my number 8, the DR11 Beam Smasher.
Ooh, recent. Terminus.
Black Ops 6 Terminus. Very fun. Yet again, another very fun weapon to use. I enjoy using it. The damage is awful. It's horrible on that gun. The Beam Smasher's damage is really bad. The only thing it's really good for is tickling those tentacles. That's the only thing it's good for. Really.
Tickling the tentacles.
Because the kill rate on that thing is so low.
Yeah.
The damage rate is so low.
It does help if you triple tier pack-a-punch it, but still.
If you triple tier pack-a-punch it.
Yeah.
Like, and even then, it's not going to do shit against the boss.
Yeah, I don't take that weapon into the boss.
No, it's not a great weapon. I enjoy using it. It's fun, but it's not a great weapon.
Yeah.
But from here on out are weapons that, even if I got them out of the box, I might just throw them back in from here on out, because those 3 weapons I would still take out and be like, I can use this.
Yeah.
The rest of these are like, nope, I'm not using this thing.
I will say I do like the challenge of trying to build it, though. I like the
It's cool.
I like the challenge of trying to actually get the parts.
But
it is
then
hard.
But then you get a weapon that's not even really worth all the effort you put into building it.
Yeah, I have to agree there. I'd much rather use a different Wonder Weapon than the Beam Smasher for that boss.
Oh, yeah.
There are guns triple pack-a-punch, normal guns triple pack-a-punch
That are better than
that are more powerful than
for
the Beam Smasher.
final boss.
Yes. But okay, that's fair. Yeah. All right, we're going on to number 7. Now we're going to talk about some pretty mid garbage.
Yeah, we're talking about the absolute bottom of the barrel, the absolute donkey ass,
Yeah.
the rest of the way.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, yeah, 6 and 7 for me. Yeah, it's like pretty mid to low tier bad. It's the top 5 that's when I'm gonna start going off.
The top 5 are really bad. I would be very surprised if our top 5 are not very similar, because these weapons are just god awful.
We'll get to that soon, though. So, my number 7, we're going to go to the next game in the Black Ops series, which is also the one that I think barely anybody really played, which is Black Ops 4. And
here's the thing, I'm gonna be real. I'm like that one guy that actually really enjoyed Black Ops 4 Zombies. I really did.
I didn't mind it. It was definitely, I think, my least favorite, though.
It was different. It was very different.
For sure.
And a lot of people didn't like the differences. I actually didn't mind the differences. I actually think there were some very cool maps on that game. Nine's a fantastic map.
Yeah, I do like 9. I will say. All right, but going into Black Ops 4, this weapon is from the DLC map Dead of Night, and it is going to be the Savage Impaler.
Oh, come on. I love that gun.
No. Savage Impaler. It is a good weapon for early rounds because it is a one-shot for quite a while.
Yeah.
The only downside is it doesn't do a lot of damage.
That is true.
It is only a small amount of damage that is dealt to zombies.
So that didn't make my top 10 worse, but it was really close.
Yeah.
It was like 1 or 2 spots away from making mine.
And again, it only holds a substantial amount of ammo. I think probably around
It's a revolver.
3. Yeah.
It's a revolver, so it holds the amount like a revolver would have in the game.
Mm-hmm. And in that map, I mean, it's good for killing like vampires and stuff like that. But again, when it gets to higher rounds and you're fighting some more, it's not going to do you really much justice.
It's not.
It's a cool looking weapon, but and again, it'll get you through maybe 20 rounds or so. But after that, yeah, you're pretty f***ed. It's not going to help you that much.
Agreed.
Which I also will say, Dead of Night was probably one of my favorites maps in Black Ops 4.
Dude, that map got shat on so much, but it was really good.
I enjoyed it. I got murder mystery vibes from it because again, it was a mansion, right?
Yep.
So
gave me those clue vibes.
Those clue vibes. Yes. I did enjoy Dead of Night, but I did not care for the Savage Impaler whatsoever.
Fair. Very fair.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My number 7 is the KT4. You talked about this earlier.
We have reached the KT4. Have I said anything that you did not say?
No, you basically hit all the points. It's basically just...
It is basically this liquefier.
It's basically this liquefier, and the reason I haven't said this liquefier yet is...
It's higher.
Is because this is an improved version of the liquefier. Mm-hmm. It's still not good.
No.
But it's at least a little bit improved.
And overall, Zetsubo is just not really a good map.
I don't love Zetsubo. There are some people that will take it to the grave that map is amazing, and I do not believe you.
No.
I do not believe you at all.
Yeah, I'm not too big a fan of Zetsubo. while Black Ops 3 was a great game for zombies,
Agreed.
but Zetsubo was just...
Had some of the best maps on that one.
It did, yes, but Zetsubo was probably bottom of the barrel when it came to the originals.
Oh, I agree.
Pre-Zombie Chronicles.
Yes, I agree with that.
Alrighty, so getting quickly through number 7 with Aslan, we're going to go on to number 6.
Number 6.
I'm still going to be camping out in the Black Ops 4 lore. This one from arguably the best map in Black Ops 4 in my personal opinion, and we've already said it, it's 9.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's not the Scorpion, is it?
It is Death of Orion. Yeah.
I love the Scorpion.
Death of Orion, I just do not like, man. Again, it's a visually stunning weapon. It's a freaking scorpion on your hand. And it is fun to just paralyze enemies and have them lifted up in the air.
Yeah.
But like the Void Bow, it just takes too long to kill them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Accurate.
It just takes too long. And while upgrading it to the Circuit's Kiss is also very cool, it will also really not help you out that much, especially when like the mini gladiators, mini boss zombies come in. It takes a few shots.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it does.
You're still going to be waiting a little bit. It just ruins the fun, in my honest opinion. It really does. I think it's cool for, again, visual effect.
Yeah.
But as far as destruction goes, again, you're going to be sitting there for a hot minute. If I had to choose between the Void Bow and the Death of Orion, I honestly think I would prefer the Void Bow.
Okay.
But that's just me. Again, Scorpion gun, super cool looking. Just, get on with it.
All right. So my number 6 is the Sliquifier.
Yeah, you had them next to each other, I'm pretty sure you said.
Yep. So, pre-patch Sliquifier. Oh, baby.
Top tier.
Top tier.
That
would
be
so good. Post-patch Sliquifier fucking sucks. It's horrible. It is so bad. Especially the fact that you have to build it. You can't just pull it out of the box before you build it. You have to build it.
You have to build it, yeah. And I will say...
And also the fact that it's even on Die Rise. Yeah. I refuse to freaking play Die Rise. It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's such a bad map.
If I want to play Die Rise, I'm going to have a couple drinks in me.
Yep. I'll probably keep dying and start laughing.
That'll make it fun. Every time I die, I will laugh. But yeah, so the Sliquifier, number 6 for you.
Yep, but it really just is such a bad weapon.
But it makes you slip and slide, though.
It makes you slip and slide on a map
where you really don't need to be slip and sliding.
Where the point is to not go and slip and slide.
That's the fun part of it, though. But, they definitely picked the wrong map to put that thing.
I agree. Yeah. I feel like if it was on a different map, maybe I would think a little differently. But it really doesn't work on Die Rise.
Hey, let's bring it back and make it better, right?
Like they did with the Thunder Gun.
Exactly. But we'll see if that ever happens. I don't think it will, but...
Me neither.
I think the Sliquifier can be considered a guilty pleasure to some people as well.
Yeah.
For me, it's not. I would rather use anything else than the Sliquifier.
I agree with you.
Yeah. Man, we talked about this in the first episode, that we kind of got through those weapons pretty quick. We kind of got through these weapons pretty quick.
Yeah.
But this is when we're going to start talking some shit.
Oh,
we have reached our top 5. I'm going to go ahead and take a sip of the who's who here. So we're going to start talking some shit. Number 5. And I will go ahead and say that I would say... No, I wouldn't say. I will say that 3 of these weapons on my top 5 are from the same map. So, my number 5, we're going to travel all the way back to the beginning and go to Black Ops 1. Specifically the map Call of the Dead.
Oh, I have all those weapons on here, trust me. Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
So, the first one I'm going to call out is the Scavenger.
It's so bad.
Scavenger. It is a cool weapon, but... it's disappointing. It's a great concept because it's an explosive sniper rifle, but you absolutely need PhD, or else you are dead. Okay,
Yeah.
if you use that thing and you do not have PhD, you're gone. All right. The higher the rounds you go, the more the less power it has, and it just becomes useless at this point.
Yep, agreed.
But again, a cool concept, very disappointing and very useless if you do not have a specific perk.
Yep.
So yeah,
I agree with you.
Scavenger, you could have done a lot better. Got our hopes up, but your execution was not there.
Yep. All right. My number 5. From Zetsubo no Shima, The Skull of Nansapwe.
I honestly don't think I remember that one.
So it's literally a skull
Okay.
gun.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
The Skull of Nansapwe.
I know what you're talking about now. Okay.
So, basically, does the same exact thing as the Scorpion Gun and the Void Bow, but does it even worse again.
Oh boy.
Like, come on. And yes.
We're playing zombies to actually watch zombies die, not to sit there and prance around.
Yes. Yes. I'm not trying to prance around. I'm trying to kill the zombies. And it's not even... It's probably on par with the Scorpion Gun, but it just doesn't look as cool. So that will take off the rest of the points.
Yeah, that'll do that.
But
It's an interesting looking gun.
Agreed. And so
But does it suck? Yeah.
So something that is kind of useful is that if you pull it out, it makes any aggressive zombie, spider, or thrasher docile within the field of view of the skull. Then you can just start shooting them and making them go into the air. Like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But besides that, it's just not very effective.
No.
Again.
No. And I'm just gonna go out and say it, the fact that Zetsubo was even made, I have no idea. That's all I'll say.
Yep. Agreed.
All right, number 4. We're gonna travel back up to Black Ops 3 here. I think this was the last DLC map, Tag der Toten, and this one is the less effective Thunder Gun, the Tundra Gun, is my number 4.
Gotcha.
And like I already said, it is less effective than the Thunder Gun. It causes severe splash damage, so that will also dock you down some points.
Yep.
And it's not which is not an issue with the Thunder Gun.
No, it's not.
It's not. The Thunder Gun can hurt you. Thunder Gun will not. And literally, it literally is a downgrade. It's an exact copy, but a downgrade of the Thunder Gun. Literally, I think the only reason people will want to get it is because they just want to see the ice effect it has.
Yeah, which is cool.
Which is cool, no pun intended.
Don't worry. I've got some cool guns coming up.
I got a couple coming up too, but yeah, Thunder Gun. It's trying so hard to be the Thunder Gun. It's just not. Cool ice effect, but again, the severe splash damage is what does it for me. Is what docks it down, dude. I ain't gonna survive with that thing.
No,
especially not in higher rounds. So, yeah, much rather go with the Thunder Gun here. So, screw off, Thunder Gun.
So number 4 is where I have the Scavenger.
Okay.
So the Scavenger's here for me. And what haven't you said? The splash damage is awful. On top of that, who uses snipers in a zombies map anyway?
They can be effective on the depending on the map.
Depends on the map.
Yes.
And I will actually say this is a map where it can be effective.
Yes.
If you get to the top of
If you get to the top of the lighthouse.
And use it. But then you also gotta be watching your butt. And if you try and shoot a zombie that's like right up on you, you're done.
You're dead.
You're done. It's bad.
If you don't have PhD.
If you don't have PhD.
You need PhD.
Yep.
Or else that scavenger is going to fuck you up.
Oh, yes, it will.
All right.
What else haven't you said about Scavenger? You pretty much said it all there.
So I'm gonna go on a limb here and say that our top 3 are the same weapons,
Maybe in a different
maybe
order.
in a different order. But top 3, I'm gonna take one little sip for my 3. I'm gonna down.
I'm out.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna down this when I get to my number 1. All right, number 3. We're going back to Call of the Dead here. This is obviously Black Ops 1.
Yep.
But this one's a hit or miss because it does have its benefits if you're playing with a partner. My number 3 is the VR11.
It's not at my number 3.
Oh, fair enough. The only reason I have it at number 3 and the 2 that I have above it are worse is, again,
The multiplayer.
the multiplayer. It's going to be useful because the VR11, it can get you a zombie blood and insta-kill ability.
Yep.
Solo, it doesn't do jack shit.
Yep.
It only turns zombies into humans, and then humans are going to run off the map. Zombies are going to chase them. Once they're done, they're going to come right back at you.
Yep.
So
And that's basically why I have it where I have it.
And the fact that it doesn't deal any damage
I
whatsoever.
didn't take into account the multiplayer benefits, but
Yeah. If I didn't take into account the multiplayer benefits, it would have been higher. But I did put that on here because it is useful when it comes to multiplayer. But again, solo, it doesn't deal any damage whatsoever. It literally just turns a zombie into a human and then run off into the water. Zombies kill that guy. Then the zombies are going to come right back at you and kill you.
Yep.
So VR11, you ain't good solo play. Sorry. But yeah, I will not use you if I play Call of the Dead on solo.
All right, number 3. We're gonna get kind of cool here.
I know exactly what you're
The
talking
Winter's Howl.
Mm-hmm.
I have the Winter's Howl at number 3. This weapon sucks.
Mm-hmm.
The Tundra Gun's better than it.
Mm-hmm.
The Tundra Gun sucks. I'm actually kind of surprised I didn't even put it on my list. I think I totally forgot about it.
Yeah, and it's
I totally forgot about
and
it.
it's funny because
So I'm just gonna lump the Tundra Gun in with the Winter's Howl. They're both number 3.
it's funny because in the last episode you talked a little shit about the Tundra Gun and it's not even on your list.
Yep. Yep, because I guess I just
Winter's Howl.
I guess it was just so forgettable
Yeah.
that I didn't put it on my
Winter's
list.
Howl, a tinier version of the
Tundra Gun. And less effective than the Tundra Gun. Now, does it have the splash damage of the Tundra Gun? No. That's a plus. But this thing only freezes like a zombie at a time.
Mm-hmm.
At least with the Tundra Gun, even though you can get splash damage, it's going to freeze a whole line of them.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go and start training with it. You can't do that with the Winter's Howl. I would let the Pentagon Thief take the Winter's Howl from me. I would let him. And I won't even try and find him. Because I would be like, okay, you actually did me a service right here.
Uh-huh.
It's so bad. Great concept. Very bad execution.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I have the Winter's Howl at my number 2. It does the least amount of damage out of all the wonder weapons. And again, with a repeated excuse with all my weapons on this list, it doesn't hold a lot of ammo either. And like you said, it only freezes a zombie or two, and especially in high rounds, you ain't gonna do shit with that weapon. So why the Winter's Howl was even made, I have no idea. And it doesn't make sense because Call of the Dead is a good map.
It wasn't on Call of the Dead.
I thought it wasn't Call of the Dead.
It was on 5.
It was on 5? Okay, cool. I was wrong then.
It was on 5.
It was on 5. Okay, cool. Well, it would make more sense on Call of the Dead.
It would make more sense on Call of the Dead, but it was on 5 for some reason.
But just going back to Call of the Dead, you make a good map, but you have really shitty wonder weapons.
Yeah.
I don't get it because that's such a cool map.
I will say overall, Black Ops 1's weapons were not as good as a lot of the other games.
They weren't.
Overall.
They weren't. But again, it was the first. So I guarantee you
it was the second.
First in the Black Ops series.
World at War is technically the first game of the Black Ops series. The story picks up in Black Ops 1.
Okay.
Where World at War left off.
All right. Well, I'm mistaken. Sorry. What is your number 2?
So, There was a better version of this gun made in Black Ops 6.
Oh.
But my number 2 is the original Black Ops 2 Transit Thrustodyne Aeronautics Model 23, also known as the Jet Gun.
There was a better version of it in Black Ops 6.
Black Ops 6 vastly improved on this gun.
Yes.
The Black Ops 2 version of this gun is useless.
Mm-hmm.
It literally breaks every time you try and use it.
And this isn't your number 1?
No,
Wow.
because turning zombies into humans is even more useless.
All right. Fair enough. So, foreshadowing, before we reveal that, let's down this sucker here.
So I'll just tell you guys, my number 1 is the VR11. It sucks.
Yeah, it really is bad. But I will go on my end here and say that the Transit Jet Gun from Black Ops 2 is my number 1.
How did I know our top 3 would be the same and just in a different order?
Because we're that we're that knowledgeable when it comes to these 3.
Yep.
The Thrustodyne Aeronautics Model 23, also known as the Jet Gun, specifically in Black Ops 2's Transit. Not talking about Black Ops 6.
No,
That is a
Black
great-
Ops 6, it's really good.
Black Ops 6 version is great. Black Ops 2, it's utter
It's so garbage.
on paper. It's a fantastic wonder weapon. I mean, you suck up zombies and you grind them in. In game,
If it worked for more than 5 seconds.
if it worked for more than 5 seconds, in game, on paper, it's great. In game, it's not. The only benefit it has is that it does have infinite ammo and it recharges,
Yes.
right? As well as the Black Ops 6 version. But what the main flaw in it is that it breaks after a few uses. And the most painful part about it is if you want to try and get that thing again, you have to go all the way back around the map
And build it
and pick up every single fucking part, every single time you use it. Why do you have to do that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd rather just pull it out. I'd rather just take my luck and spend a shit ton of points on the box trying to get that thing out of there.
Yeah.
But no, if I use it, I'm gonna use it once. I don't want to go around the map and build it all over again.
No.
I don't want to do that. It's, man,
It's so bad.
it is very bad. And coming from a guy who actually, frankly, kind of enjoys Transit the way it is. I mean, it was my number 10 on best maps a few years ago, a couple seasons ago.
Yep.
It's a fun map, especially with a friend. There's a lot of little hidden Easter eggs in that map, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about the bullshit that is the Jet Gun in here.
It's so bad. It is.
I don't care. I can't even remember can you pack a punch that?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Again, on paper, it's a cool weapon. In game, it is horrible. It may have infinite ammo and it does have the recharging ability, but the breaking after a few uses and having to go all the way around the map and pick up every single fucking part. Again, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. I'm just not. So Jet Gun, you get a big FU to my list.
L
For the Jet Gun in Black Ops 2. L.
All right, so the VR11.
Yes.
It turns zombies into humans. How is that useful?
Again, the weapon would have been
At
higher.
least the jet gun, even if in its horrible version,
Does
can
damage.
kill the zombies. It can still kill a zombie. The VR11 doesn't do shit.
Again, I would have put that higher if I didn't take in the multiplayer aspect of it.
Yeah,
Because it is nice in
because
multiplayer.
I totally forgot to look at its multiplayer abilities. I was just looking at it from a single player point of view.
Yeah.
And from a single player point of view, I frankly think it is worse than the jet gun in single player.
Fair enough. Yeah. No, fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, so man, there obviously are some pretty bad ones out there.
Yeah.
And excuse me. That was fun. Let's just
Yeah.
say that.
Yep, it definitely was.
So, yeah, guys, thank you for joining us on this little trash heap.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, like you guys basically just got a rant for
The jet
a little
gun,
bit.
the jet gun, and the VR11 specifically. But you know,
Also the winner's howl. You got a little bit of rant on the winner's howl.
I got a little bit of a rant on the winner's howl as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just fun to talk some garbage because, you know, that's what we feel the most passionate about when we talk about stuff. I mean, also some positive things, but it is more fun when you have a drink or two in your system and you're talking about some garbage. That's what makes it fun. But that was our top 10 worst wonder weapons of Treyarch's Call of Duty Zombies game series. Again, like Aslan said earlier on, keep a lookout for our Best Picture ranks for the Oscars and possibly an after show episode. You never know.
It could be fun.
It could be fun to do, but there will be more episodes coming out to you guys. But until then, to our fellow nerds out there, I'm Dylan.
I'm Aslan.
We'll see you next time.